What is going on, ladies and gentlemen? This is your boy, Willie Does Wrestling, back at it again with a brand new video. And again, I know this isn't typically my style of content. Obviously, I focus more on professional wrestling. As a matter of fact, less than 2 hours from now, I am supposed to be a part of the Monday Night Raw on Netflix watch along alongside No Bones About Wrestling and Will Ferris. However, I just found out something. Obviously, I've been a little out of the loop recently in the terms of the YouTube boxing scene. Obviously, if you're an old watcher of mine, I've made about a handful of videos talking about YouTube boxing, more particularly fights such as Logan Paul versus Dylan Dennis, KSI versus Tommy Fury, KSI versus Joe Fournier, uh, Floyd Mayweather versus Deji, all of those. I'm very big on YouTube boxing. I've been there basically since day one as a fan, but obviously I've been a little out of the loop once I watched a few of the recent Misfits pay-per-views and seen just how sports entertainment-esque they've become. Almost like a scripted pro wrestling league, but instead of wrestling, boxing. So why am I talking about YouTube boxing today? Obviously, you could have read the title. KSI was planning to fight a retired soccer player, or as our lovely folks over in England like to call, footballer. Um, as you can see, I got a tweet here, which I will display on the screen. From playing with him in FIFA Ultimate Team to knocking out Wayne Bridge in the ring at the end of March. What a life. Yeah, what a life you live, that you feel such the need to want to fight a retired fucking soccer player. Like KSI, listen, I used to be a fan of KSI. You know, just a little bit of a side note. I was a big KSI fan back in like 2018, 2019 to like 2020. Especially since COVID, you know, during COVID, I was watching a lot of KSI stuff. And, you know, I remember when KSI used to clown on Jake Paul a lot. Well, you know, Jake Paul, the guy who usually wants to fight retired MMA fighters, retired boxers. I mean, hell, very recently, Jake Paul produced the embarrassing Jake Paul versus Mike Tyson fight that aired all the way a few months ago. So you know that, you know, KSI in 2018 would have absolutely clowned on KSI now, because KSI always used to joke about, oh, all your fighters are 48 years old. All your opponents don't have boxing experience. All your opponents are there just to take the fall to you and are there to collect the bag and there to collect the paycheck. Well, ladies and gentlemen, here's KSI is taking the Jake Paul route, because not only is Wayne Bridge, who is the footballer that KSI was supposed to fight, have no boxing experience whatsoever. Absolutely none. But Wayne Bridge is 44 years old. What are we doing? Like, KSI, the man who always loves to clown on always wants to clown on Jake Paul for doing the exact same thing. And this is the one time that I will ever defend Jake Paul in my life. At least Jake Paul's opponents had some sort of boxing experience. The legendary Mike Tyson, Nate Diaz, Tyrone Woodley, Anderson Silva, even Ben Askren, if you want to give him some credit, even though he's a fucking clown. I mean, there have been genuinely good people in terms of the MMA scene that KSI has fought. So obviously, you know, KSI was planning to fight Wayne Bridge. Sorry, I'm trying to find some tweets right now. Like, even people are just absolutely mad about this. But obviously KSI was planning to fight Wayne Bridge, a retired soccer player, at the end of March. I don't think we got an exact date of when it was supposed to be. However, Wayne Bridge, the guy that KSI was supposed to fight, actually pulled out of his upcoming fight. And we are going to talk about it right now. I got the statement up. It's going to look like absolute shit, so I'm going to read it out for all of you. The text is going to look very small on your screen. I apologize. This is Wayne Bridge Instagram story. I'm sure a lot of you have seen what happened on Saturday night at the Misfits boxing event. Firstly, I think it's important that I explain my reason for accepting the fight. I always like to challenge myself. This felt like a good opportunity to go up against an interesting opponent on a big stage. I have always loved boxing as part of my everyday training routine. I was fully prepared to train hard and have some fun. Of course, I expected to face some criticism, but I feel like what was said on Saturday crossed the line. Don't worry, guys. We're gonna show the clip of what KSI said later. These are deeply personal comments that affect mine and other families involved in the situation. I'm a family man first, and my priority is protecting them. My opponent is someone that many children look up to around the world, including my kids. I hope one day he will look back on this differently. I personally don't want to be involved in these exchanges. I will no longer be fighting on the 29th of March. That was when it was supposed to take place. I'm still looking out for my next big challenge and have some exciting things coming up in 2025. Thanks for all the love. The support has been overwhelming. I want my friends and family to know how special they are. Deep down, I know this is the right thing to do. Holy shit. So, obviously, from a statement like that, you got to think, what did KSI say at the Misfits event that was so fucking bad that obviously Wayne Bridge felt the need to pull out of the fight, pull out of the massive bag he probably was going to get? Well, ladies and gentlemen, right here for all of you in living color, I am going to play the clip. And honestly, I haven't really seen this clip because I just found out about this going on. So you can call me a fucking fraud all you want. I don't care. And then we'll give our thoughts on it and, maybe look at the comments as well. But ladies and gentlemen, I am going to pull up the clip right now. It might look like shit on your end, so I do apologize. But this is what KSI said that apparently got Wayne Bridge so offended. This is 41 seconds, so YouTube, don't kill me for copyright.
Are you the guy that let John Terry smash your ex?
Oh, you want to go there straight away?
Oh,
here?
shit.
I'm pretty sure that's what you're known for.
Okay, you go then.
Vanessa, whoa, Vanessa, whoa.
29th, you'll find out.
She jumped on Terry's dick. It made
You'll find out.
big boy feel sick. Vanessa, whoa, Vanessa, whoa.
We love how it says we apologize for the bad language. Oh, my cat got in my room. I apologize.
You really want this?
You wanted it, mate. You can get it.
All right, then let's do it.
It's on it.
Let's do
Whoa.
it, bro.
Okay, so yeah, I will admit that comment was a little out of line. Where I guess KSI said that, holy fuck. I'm having a massive brain fart, guys. I'm so sorry. That obviously Wayne Bridge, his ex slept with John Terry or something like that. Obviously, I'm not known in the football scene, so I don't know exactly who these people are. I haven't even heard of fucking Wayne Bridge until today. But I will admit, obviously, if something like that did happen, you don't want to hear about that. Obviously, Wayne Bridge, you got to cut him a little bit of a slack because he's new to the fighting game. Obviously, in the fighting game, you want to be personal. You're going to want to shout out a lot of insults. You want to be that savage guy. You want to be that guy to spout as many insults as possible And it's not just exclusive to boxing. It's also MMA. It's also wrestling. It's also this, but with wrestling, it's scripted. With wrestling, it's scripted. But most people in boxing, they want to get that emotional edge. When you're building up a fight, it's just like, oh, here's what your wife did. Like, but still, I do think those comments were a little out of line and should not have been said. This is not how you should build up your fight. And obviously, this affected Wayne Bridge in a way. And now they are no longer fighting on the 29th of March. That's sad to see. But yeah, it's a little fucked up. So that's what KSI did. I think it's incredibly fucked up. And now KSI doesn't have a fight, at least not against Wayne Bridge. He doesn't have the easy fight. Sports Scene UK on Twitter says, highly rate Wayne Bridge for pulling out of his fight with KSI, a genuinely nice and mature bloke who was taking the fight for all the reasons. Money. I mean, who the fuck is going to say no to getting paid probably millions of dollars to fight a fucking YouTuber at a boxing event? Simply, he's not childish enough to get dragged down to weird YouTube influencer ways of life. As soon as he realized, he knew it wasn't for him. Yeah, we don't want the stupid, idiotic fights on stupid pay-per-views, whatever the fuck. Yeah. I dislike KSI more than anyone. The things he said to Wayne Bridge, not an ounce of class in him. Ugly person all around. I'm going to pause this so I could show it. All right, here we go. This Twitter account, Essa, says Wayne Bridge low-key came in and out and ruined KSI's reputation.
Listen, we're out here. Suck all your mothers.
Okay.
Listen,
what KSI said to Wayne Bridge was so bad. Bridge was so humble and didn't deserve that kind of treatment. I'm glad Wayne Bridge canceled this fight. Pretty sure you did a documentary and a mental health campaign, and then you go and use someone's personal tragedy to form a chant to humiliate him. It's hypocrisy. You should and need to be better than this. I guess this is a thread. A lot of boys look up to you, and this is really the behavior you want to pass down to them. You've made yourself very successful, but don't lose the opportunity you have to be a positive force for young boys and men just for more clicks and views. Wayne Bridge pulls out of the KSI fight due to the comments. Thank God. KSI looks like a right clown now. Catching up on the YouTuber boxing scene. I think it's an own goal from KSI to talk the way he did Wayne Bridge about his ex-wife with John Terry and getting the crowd to sing out her name. Wayne Bridge has kids who would have been watching that. I'm a great believer that you never involve a man's family life in whatever you're doing in life, even if it's good or bad. Let's see how this one pans out. Yeah, that's the thing with a lot of fighters and a lot of people in sports as well. It's like, sure, if we're supposed to have a fight, say whatever you want to say about me. Say whatever you want to say about anything I might have done, anything I might be accused of, anything like that. Say what you want about me, because who are you going to be fighting at that event? Me. But when you involve someone's family, that's when you go way too far. And listen, you want to get that, oh, moment from the crowd. But it's like, is it really worth it? How much you want to bet if KSI's ex-girlfriend probably went around and slept with one of his friends, and one of KSI's opponents went and said, hey, what about this? I don't think KSI would have really liked it, especially since we have talked about KSI's past of how much he is so immature. Obviously, I used to be a KSI fan. This is very fucked. Wayne Bridge, good on him for getting out of there, because if he would have been around for the whole rest of this build, KSI probably would have found more dirt on Wayne and would probably go way too far time and time again, because this was the first meeting that these guys had in the ring. This was the first time that these two went face to face, and he went and dropped that on him. drop that insult on him. Like, what kind of shit is that? And again, I need to bring up the hypocrisy of KSI clowning Jake Paul, his rival, the guy that, oh my God, you know, he fights old retired fighters and he wants to get the easy victory. JJ, why the fuck are you fighting a retired soccer player? Soccer player. Why? I'll tell you why. You want to take the Jake Paul route. You want another win in your catalog. Because let's not forget, guys, the second the KSI fought a real fighter, and I'm not talking people like fucking Swarms or any of those people or FaZe Temper, as much as he's very good in his own right, or anything like that, or that Louis Pineda guy who in the Misfit scene acts like it's their Undertaker to their WWE, even though he's built like a twig. Not people like that. The second KSI fought a real fighter in Tommy Fury, he lost. And we all know how KSI reacted to the loss to Tommy Fury. He whined and cried like a loser. So now that KSI had the same big L that Jake Paul had, KSI is going the exact same route his old rival's going, and that's fighting old retired boxers. But KSI had to run his mouth. Wayne Bridge, it affected him so much, he decided to pull out of the fight. But maybe it's a blessing in disguise for Wayne Bridge, because at least now Wayne Bridge did not have to embarrass his name by associating it with KSI in a YouTube boxing event and getting embarrassed in that ring, probably getting knocked out in round one. Whether or not it's real or fake is up for debate, and stuff like that. So this is a blessing in disguise for Wayne Bridge, in a sense. Yeah, I feel like I've rambled on a little bit too much. KSI is a fucking hypocrite. He had to run his mouth, and the big match, the big boxing match he really wanted with Wayne Bridge is now canceled because he ran his mouth. And you know, I don't know if this means KSI is going to get a new opponent, or whether or not, you know, KSI is not going to fight on the event or something like that. I don't know. I just feel like YouTube boxing is just meaningless now. Like, it's good to talk about, but it's really meaningless in a sense. Yeah, I don't know. Kudos to Wayne Bridge for pulling out of the fight. The one time we'll ever credit anyone for pulling out of a fight. You wouldn't want your name associated with an event like this anyways. Yeah. Ladies and gentlemen, this is going to be it for me here today. This has been your boy, Willie Does Wrestling. If you are new here, we talk mainly about professional wrestling. If you are new here, be sure to leave a like, be sure to subscribe, be sure to turn post notifications on, so that way you never miss an upload. Be sure to catch us in about an hour and a half as we are going to talk about Monday Night Raw. We are going to give our official reactions to Monday Night Raw for January 20th, 2025. Also, be sure to check out our WWE 2K24 Universe mode, where myself and my good friend Will Ferris book the cards and we simulate them in WWE 2K24 and we see how they turn out and book stories about, you know, about the universe mode as well. Be sure to check that out. Ladies and gentlemen, this is it for me today. This has been your boy, Willie Does Wrestling. I will see you in the next video. Be good people and peace. And remember, leave families out of rivalries. Thank you.